Okay, so think about this. What happens to, like, the rule of law when, society just falls apart?
Mm.
Could refugees, people forced to adapt and, like, totally rebuild their lives,
Yeah.
actually hold the key to new forms of justice?
Interesting.
A pretty wild thought, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're diving into today with Aminata Diallo's project, The Cartography of Loss.
Okay.
Diallo, she's looking at this, like this potential future where Germany, it's kind of collapsed,
Right.
and how Syrian refugees are creating these, like, informal justice systems.
Interesting.
But here's the really cool part. She uses maps to do it.
Maps.
Maps, not the kind you use to, like, get around a city, but these, like, intricate diagrams that visualize these new systems.
Huh. I mean, it's a really unique approach.
It is. So why maps? Like, why do you think she chose that as her, medium?
Well, I think, maps help us see things.
Yeah.
Right? They make complex things more understandable. And, when we think about justice systems, we think laws, courts, all very abstract concepts.
Oh, yes.
But Diallo's maps, they make those concepts visual, tangible.
Like, you can actually see how things connect.
Exactly.
So these maps, they're showing how these refugees are, like, adapting, finding ways to resolve conflicts and, share resources, all outside of, like, traditional structures.
It's pretty remarkable.
One map, for instance, shows this barter system they developed,
Okay.
and it uses these hand-drawn symbols to represent, like, necessities: food, medicine, shelter, that sort of thing.
A new language, almost.
Diallo called it a symbolic language born of necessity.
Wow.
And it's a really powerful way of showing how resourceful these refugees are.
It really is. It really speaks to, the resilience of the human spirit.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder about our own systems, like the ones we kind of take for granted. Could they be more fragile than we think?
Right, because, we assume our courts and laws will always be there, but Diallo's project, I think, it kind of forces us to ask, like, what if they weren't?
Right. What happens then?
Exactly.
Okay, so how does Diallo even begin to, like, create these maps?
Well, her background is really fascinating. She's got
Exactly.
expertise in cartography, obviously, but also legal studies and human psychology.
Oh, wow. That's a cool combination.
Yeah, and it allows her to create these incredibly detailed narratives and maps through what we call a desk-based research process.
Desk-based. What does that mean?
It means she's not, going out and conducting interviews or anything like that.
Oh.
She's going through tons of existing research data, historical trends,
Gotcha.
and using that to, like, project these possible futures.
So she's imagining how people might actually behave, how they might, organize themselves in this new